Have you ever walked away from a conversation thinking, I wish I said less, or even better, I wish I listened more? Today, we're going to dive deep into the art of talking to women, not with cheap tricks or surface-level tactics, but with the enduring wisdom of Stoicism. Stick with me, because this isn't just about how to impress women. It's about becoming a man of substance, someone women naturally respect and admire. And here's your challenge for today. Comment below with your favorite Stoic principle for staying calm under pressure. I want to hear your thoughts. 1. The power of self-mastery. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is the foundation for everything we'll discuss today. When it comes to how high-value men communicate with women, the key isn't in what they say or how they act outwardly. It's in the control they have over themselves. Self-mastery is what separates a grounded, confident man from one who lets his emotions dictate his actions. It's what allows a man to approach conversations from a place of calm and authenticity, rather than anxiety or performance. Consider this. You're at a social gathering, and you notice someone you'd like to talk to. For many men, this moment triggers a flurry of internal dialogue. What should I say? How do I start? What if she rejects me? These thoughts can become overwhelming, leading to either inaction or overcompensation. A man without self-mastery might try to impress her with flashy stories, excessive compliments, or nervous jokes, all in an attempt to win approval. But let's take a step back and ask, why is approval even needed? The high-value man, grounded in Stoic philosophy, approaches this scenario differently. He understands that his worth is not tied to the outcome of any single interaction. He doesn't seek validation because he knows his value comes from within. This internal strength is magnetic. It creates an aura of calm confidence that draws people in, including women. Instead of being driven by the fear of rejection or the desire to impress, he focuses on being present. He observes the moment, takes a breath, and approaches the conversation with genuine curiosity. This ability to remain composed is rooted in emotional regulation. High-value men practice this skill daily, not just in social settings, but in all aspects of life. They face challenges and setbacks with the understanding that they can control their response, even if they can't control the situation. This principle extends seamlessly to communication. When you master your emotions, you communicate with clarity and authenticity, unburdened by the need to perform or prove yourself. To cultivate this, start with a simple exercise. Before entering any important interaction, whether it's a conversation with a woman you admire, a job interview, or a difficult discussion with a friend, pause and take 3 deep breaths. With each breath, remind yourself that your worth is not dependent on the outcome. Instead, focus on what you can control: your presence, your tone, and your attention. Over time, this practice strengthens your ability to stay calm and centered, making you naturally more confident and appealing. Self-mastery isn't about suppressing emotions. It's about understanding them. It's about recognizing when fear, excitement, or doubt arises, and choosing to respond with intention rather than reaction. This approach doesn't just benefit your conversations with women, it transforms how you navigate life itself. People are drawn to those who exude this kind of grounded energy because it creates a sense of safety and stability. Women in particular are naturally attuned to emotional cues and are often drawn to men who can remain steady and composed in any situation. The beauty of self-mastery is that it's a lifelong journey. Each interaction, each challenge, is an opportunity to practice. You'll find that as you grow in your ability to master your own mind, your interactions with others will become richer, more meaningful, and more fulfilling. This isn't about striving to be perfect. It's about striving to be present and authentic. And when you approach conversations from this place of self-mastery, You'll discover that people, women included, are not just attracted to you, they're inspired by you. So the next time you find yourself overthinking what to say or do in a conversation, remember this. You don't need to prove your worth. Your presence is enough. Speak less, listen more, and let your calm confidence do the talking. In the end, it's not about impressing others. It's about expressing the best version of yourself. And that begins with mastering the one thing you can truly control, your own mind. 2. Listening, the most underrated skill. Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." It's a simple yet profound truth, and one that applies perfectly to the art of conversation. Yet how often do we truly listen? Not just hearing the words, but actively engaging with the person speaking. In today's world, listening has become a rare skill, overshadowed by the urge to talk, to respond, and to impress. But here's a secret. High-value men don't dominate conversations. They elevate them. Let's start by understanding what it means to truly listen. For many, a conversation is merely a platform to share their own thoughts, waiting impatiently for their turn to speak. This isn't listening, it's simply pausing until you can talk again. Real listening requires presence. It's about stepping out of your own head and immersing yourself in the words, tone, and emotions of the person in front of you. This kind of listening doesn't just hear, it understands. Imagine you're on a date, and the woman you're speaking with begins to share a story about her childhood. The average man might nod along, interject occasionally, and then pivot the conversation to something about himself. A high-value man, however, approaches this differently. He listens not just to the words, but to the emotion behind them. If she talks about her favorite memories, he notices the joy in her voice. If she shares a difficult experience, he senses the vulnerability. Instead of rushing to share his own story, he asks thoughtful questions. What was that like for you? How did that shape who you are today? This level of attention shows that he values not just the conversation, but the person sharing it. Listening is powerful because it conveys respect. When you listen deeply, you make the other person feel seen and heard, which is incredibly rare and valuable. Women, in particular, are highly perceptive and can tell when someone is truly engaged versus merely pretending to listen. A man who listens with genuine interest creates a sense of connection that goes beyond words. He becomes someone who doesn't just hear her, but understands her. This approach isn't limited to romantic relationships. In friendships, professional settings, or even casual encounters, being a good listener sets you apart. It's a skill that builds trust and rapport, opening doors to deeper and more meaningful interactions. Think of the last time someone truly listened to you. How did it make you feel? Likely, it left a lasting impression. That's the effect you can have on others when you prioritize listening over speaking. But let's address a common misconception. Listening doesn't mean being passive or silent throughout the conversation. It's about actively engaging in a way that supports the other person's expression. You nod. You maintain eye contact. You affirm their thoughts with a simple, "That's interesting," or "Tell me more about that." These small gestures encourage them to open up further, creating a flow of dialogue that feels natural and authentic. Another aspect of listening is being comfortable with pauses. Many people rush to fill every silence, fearing it might feel awkward. But silences aren't the enemy, they're opportunities. A well-placed pause allows both parties to reflect, process, and even deepen the conversation. High-value men understand this and use pauses strategically. When someone finishes speaking, they take a moment before responding, showing they've truly considered what was said. To cultivate this skill, start with small, intentional practices. The next time you're in a conversation, set aside any distractions. Put away your phone, clear your mind, and focus entirely on the person speaking. Challenge yourself to ask more questions than you answer. Instead of steering the conversation toward your experiences, keep the focus on them. With practice, this becomes second nature, and you'll notice how people respond to your attentiveness. Listening isn't just about hearing. It's about creating a space where others feel valued and understood. This quality is rare, and it's what makes high-value men stand out. They don't seek to dominate conversations. They seek to enrich them. And in doing so, they leave a lasting impact on everyone they meet. 3. Respect over manipulation. Seneca said, "Treat your inferiors as you would wish your superiors to treat you." While we might not think in terms of inferiors and superiors today, the essence of this wisdom remains relevant. Treat others with dignity and respect. This principle is especially crucial when it comes to relationships and communication. A high-value man doesn't manipulate or deceive to get what he wants. Instead, he builds connections on a foundation of mutual respect and authenticity. It's tempting in today's world to look for shortcuts, clever pickup lines, psychological tricks, or manipulative tactics that promise quick results. What do you stand for? What brings you joy? What challenges have shaped you into the person you are today? When you know and embrace the answers to these questions, you naturally exude confidence and sincerity in every interaction. Authenticity isn't about trying to be perfect. It's about embracing your imperfections. When you do this, you not only free yourself from the pressure of trying to impress others, but also create space for genuine connections to flourish. People, especially women, are drawn to those who are real because it makes them feel safe to be themselves too. 5. Confidence without arrogance. Epictetus reminded us, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." Confidence is an essential quality for high-value men, but true confidence is grounded in humility. It's not about thinking you're better than others. It's about knowing your worth and carrying yourself with quiet assurance. This distinction is critical because while confidence is attractive, arrogance repels. When talking to women, confidence comes across in subtle ways. Your posture, the steadiness of your voice, the way you maintain eye contact. It's not about dominating the conversation or boasting about your achievements. In fact, high-value men let their actions speak louder than their words. They don't need to announce their successes because their presence already communicates their self-assured nature. Arrogance, on the other hand, is often a mask for insecurity. It seeks validation through comparison, constantly needing to prove superiority. But confidence doesn't seek validation, it simply exists. A high-value man doesn't walk into a room needing to be the loudest or most noticed. He's comfortable in his presence, whether he's in the spotlight or quietly observing. Confidence also means being unshaken by rejection or criticism. High-value men understand that not every interaction will lead to a connection, and that's okay. They don't take rejection personally because they know their worth isn't determined by someone else's opinion. This resilience is incredibly attractive because it shows emotional maturity and self-respect. To build confidence without crossing into arrogance, focus on competence and continuous growth. Confidence stems from knowing you're capable, whether it's in your career, hobbies, or personal development. Take time to develop skills and pursue passions that align with your values. The more competent you become, the more naturally confident you'll feel. But never let confidence turn into complacency. Remember Epictetus's wisdom. There's always more to learn. High-value men remain humble because they understand that growth is a lifelong journey. They're open to feedback, willing to admit when they're wrong, and eager to learn from others, including the women they talk to. This humility, paired with confidence, creates a balance that's deeply appealing. Confidence is also about making others feel at ease. A high-value man uses his confidence to uplift those around him. He doesn't dominate conversations, he encourages them. He doesn't belittle others, he empowers them. This kind of confidence isn't just attractive, it's inspiring. 6. Purpose-driven communication. Finally, a high-value man approaches every conversation with purpose. Seneca wrote, As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters. This applies to communication as well. The quality of your words matters far more than their quantity. When high-value men talk, they speak with intention, ensuring their words add value to the conversation. Purpose-driven communication means being mindful of what you say and why you're saying it. Are you speaking to connect, to learn, to share, or to boast? High-value men choose their words carefully, aiming to foster understanding and connection. They avoid meaningless small talk unless it serves as a bridge to deeper topics. This doesn't mean every conversation needs to be profound. It means being present and engaging with sincerity. Whether discussing life's big questions or sharing a lighthearted joke, a high-value man communicates in a way that reflects his values and character. Purpose-driven communication also involves knowing when to stay silent. Silence isn't a void, it's a tool. A well-placed pause can convey thoughtfulness, respect, or simply a willingness to listen. High-value men aren't afraid of silence because they know it's often more powerful than words. By speaking with purpose, you show that you value both your time and the time of the person you're talking to. This intentionality makes your words carry more weight and leaves a lasting impression. Over time, this practice transforms not just how you communicate, but how others perceive you as someone who is thoughtful, genuine, and deeply grounded. Talking to women isn't about impressing them, it's about expressing your authentic self. It's about showing up as a man who is calm, composed, and considerate. The kind of man who listens, respects, and values the people around him. This is the Stoic way. And now it's your turn. What's your favorite Stoic principle for staying calm under pressure? Drop it in the comments below. Let's share some wisdom. If this video resonated with you, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more content on Stoicism and personal growth, and hit the bell so you don't miss future uploads. Until next time, stay grounded and live with purpose.